Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Streamed and Screened, an entertainment podcast about movies and TV from Lee Enterprises. I'm Terry Lipshetz, managing editor of the National Newsroom at Lee, and co-host of the program with Bruce Miller, a longtime entertainment reporter. And the first big awards news of the season came out, and some shockers here with the Primetime Emmy nominations. A lot of shows that we expected. You know, the Pitt racking up a whole bunch was not a shock, but some others, Stranger Things final season got a little bit of a snub. A few others did too. It was kind of interesting.
Bizarre. And I think there must be some kind of a plot at the studio level where they say, we're pushing this, we're pushing that, we're not doing that one. And
Right.
because you have to pay to submit. So I suppose they, decide this has no chance, let's not enter it. And then in something like the Pitt, where they have like 25 million people in the cast, they just arbitrarily decide, no, we're not entering you. And interestingly, two of the guest actors decided to enter themselves.
Interesting.
They paid the money and they got nominated.
Wow.
So do they get the money refunded now because they got a nomination? I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah,
Hacks got a lot. It's last season. It's got the most comedy nominations in a year. And that's interesting. But I think it came at the expense of the comeback, because the comeback was going to be the one that would dethrone it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposedly its last season. It got Lisa Kudrow and I think a writing nomination, and that was it.
Okay. Interesting.
So I don't know that I am happy with the nominations, because with all that content that's out there, were they really looking, or do they look? I think a lot of times it's just they look at the list of those who submitted, and that's what they look for. They don't look beyond that.
Right. Well, there's so many shows out there, right? There's so much content between all the streaming networks now. So what is really Emmy worthy, right? Is a show like The Pitt, which is an amazing show, but is it so good that it deserves 25 nominations compared to something else which doesn't get anything? So it does get back to the point of like, well, if you've got to pay to get yourself nominated, then if you're a smaller streaming, like is Tubi paying money to get somebody into the mix.
My two people, okay, but
right. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's a smaller thing, so it's like, are they gonna submit?
The networks? Abbott Elementary is the only one from the drama comedy realm that got nominated.
Yeah.
Really? And Matlock was one that was kind of in the hunt last year. Kathy Bates, nowhere to be found. So, and I think a lot of their production values are good, these shows, and why don't they get nominated in that? But they don't.
Right. But you get when you start looking at the list too and seeing some of the shows that get nominated. So best drama, right? So you have The Diplomat, which is on Netflix, Gilded Age, which is HBO Max, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, HBO Max, Paradise, which is on Hulu, The Pitt, which is on HBO Max, Pluribus, which is an Apple TV, Slow Horse is Apple TV, Friends and Neighbors, Apple TV. You're looking at a lot of money that's being put into high production value. I mean, I know things have changed over the years, but there's a big difference from the 1990s when like NYPD Blue might be getting a nomination and ABC is spending X number of dollars per episode, but you get a show like, you look at like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is kind of low budget when it comes to Game of Thrones level series. Presumably the new season of House of the Dragon, which just launched, it's like whatever they do, 8-10 episodes, whatever it is. It's like hour-long movies, high-end production value. They're probably spending millions of dollars per episode compared to some of these other things. And even if you look at a show like on the comedy side, right, like a half-hour-ish show like a Shrinking, right? There's a show that has significantly higher production value than a Cheers or a Seinfeld or whatever whatever
And he has
sitcom
a
of the
big movie
90s.
star in it.
Right,
Well known
exactly.
kid, a big movie star.
Yeah, I mean, they're filming on location. It's not some, film live before a studio audience kind of thing on a set that never really changes. The Cheers bar didn't really change much over 12 years, right? So, your production value is significantly different with some of these streaming shows.
It's like the days of Cable Ace Awards. Do you remember them?
Oh yeah.
The Cable Ace Awards were designed to give those shows some attention because they weren't allowing the cable shows into the Emmy competition. Now it's really weird because you go, well, where's Heated Rivalry? Shouldn't Heated Rivalry be in there? Well, they say it's a Canadian production. We don't recognize Canadian productions, but they will be able to attend the international Emmys, which could recognize Heated Rivalry.
Mm,
Well, is that right? We see it on
right.
our TV. It should
Yeah.
be in there. And so then they kind of backdoored the whole thing by nominating Connor Story, who was one of the Heated Rivalry hockey players, for his hosting of Saturday Night Live.
But if that's the case, then how did Schitt's Creek get nominated? That's
Well, because it was
Canadian.
co-production and it had
Oh,
was it Pop? What was the channel that they used to have?
Crackle? Is
It
that
was
it?
it was it was one of those ones like I want to say it Pop, but
No,
they had an
I think
American
it's yeah.
co-producer. So
Okay.
that's how they were able to do it. But this is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come on. You're picking crap up from Korea and you're calling that a co-production. You
Right.
could do the same thing with Canadian shows, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
So it's way beyond us. They have way too many categories, and there is no rhyme or reason to the number in each category.
I
Some have
noticed that.
4, and
Yeah.
then some have like 9, and you go, how does this work? This is
Right.
ridiculous. Plus, some of the ones who are the names, I, hmm, having been on some panels for these things, somebody pushes somebody, and then they kind of get on a bandwagon, and they're in.
Right.
Never mind that everybody you thought was going to be on there isn't in. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch how this shuffles down and be aware of the ads they run for these shows, because I think that'll be your big teller. Even with something like the Pit, all of their doctors didn't get nominated, and there were ones that were just as good that could have been nominated and weren't.
Sure.
The Bear people, they had like the bare minimum in it this year. I think they got one Best Actress, one Jamie Lee Curtis got in for guest performer, but yeah, it was like nothing. Jeremy Allen White didn't get nominated, and Eben Moss Backrack didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
Liza didn't get, good question. Then last year's winner, Hiller from oh, beautiful. What is it?
Oh,
Jeff, is it Jeff Hiller? And
right.
he won last year, which was a big surprise. And everybody thought, oh my God, he's never going to be nominated again. It's so good that he's nominated again. He's nominated for a drama guest actor for Pluribus.
Right.
And you go, well, that's just because they remembered his name.
Probably. Yeah. What is the rhyme or reason sometimes with some of the
Yeah.
nominations? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the list and it is kind of weird, drama guest actor. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nominees. You go up to like supporting actress. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Four of which are from the Pit. So
Best actor comedy, 4.
yeah.
There will be more there. There should be more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's where the Oscars you can kind of I don't want to say I don't take the Emmys seriously, but Oscars at least we're like limiting it. It's 5, right? That's kind of the 5 actors, 5 or whatever that is. It does get a little bit weird if you're gonna arbitrarily go up and down for no
Well, it's like
good
you're
reason.
going, my sister isn't getting a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to cause holy hell for me at home. Give her a nomination. You go, okay, we'll throw her in. We'll throw her in because 7 or 8 doesn't matter. She's in. That's that. I think like the thinking they go by, because it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's fun to see. It was, I think, a surprise, and I'm sure they were all surprised too when they looked at the list and said, what about, and then came up with a name of something that should have been nominated but wasn't. And when it gets right down to, do you remember last year's winners?
No,
Probably not.
no, no. I think the biggest takeaways for me were, like the Bear really got snubbed, and I don't know if it was a combination of it's not really a comedy. It's
Right.
it's more of a drama, and maybe some of the voters took issue with it and decided to punish the show a little bit and some of the actors. It also felt like last season was a little bit more of an ensemble type of situation where, yeah, I mean, Jeremy Allen White is still the face of the show, but is he, he's almost more of a supporting as part of a larger ensemble
He
cast, and
can be
maybe
guest
that's,
actor. That's how
yeah,
they win it sometimes.
they did a lot of standalone episodes. So that was kind of interesting. Stranger Things, I thought had a very strong final season and really did not get much love at all. I mean, I think they had 7 nominations total, but it wasn't anything significant, right? There was no,
No, and when you look at something like comedy guest actress, one, two, three, four, five came from Hacks, and they were all kind of doing just a final curtain call
yeah,
for all those actors. And it's like, yeah, I don't know if any of them should win.
right. Not much love at all for Richard Gadd's follow up to Baby Reindeer,
No,
Half
and
Man.
there could have been things there. I mean, yeah, you see that he was going back to the well and kind of doing the same thing,
Yeah,
but it was better than some of the junk we had this year.
yeah.
So
I mean,
Michelle Pfeiffer, why was she not nominated for Best Actress in a drama for the Madison? She
mhm.
was incredible in that. And everybody thought that would be her big thing this year. She'd win, maybe get 2. She's only up for 1 nomination for the Margot's Got Money Trouble.
Yeah, yeah. It was overall interesting. So right, we're looking at what the Pit led the way with 25, and
It'll still win Best Drama. I'm
oh
sure.
yeah, oh absolutely, Hacks with 24.
I think
Wi-
it'll win Best Comedy. Too.
yeah, and Widow's Bay, which I haven't yet had a chance to dive into, 19 overall nominations.
I think it's good, but I don't know that it's that good.
Okay.
And it's a lot of times it's how many of those supporting people can get in there to
Right.
help up the numbers.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, well, interesting.
We've got to get on. We've got to be a guest actor on like the Pit as somebody with some disease. We'll get a nomination.
There you go. Yeah, we'll have some.
I think we could. What about I've been watching new stuff. I watched Little House on the Prairie, the
Okay.
new version. It's on Netflix. It's grittier than the original one. I think it's a little more truthful because it deals with Native Americans and
Okay.
it talks about the situations with them. And they said they went back to the books, the original books. Now I don't remember if they covered a lot of this stuff, but it is fascinating. They're in Kansas when the show opens, and you think, well, wait a minute, were they in Walnut Grove, Minnesota? And they say they'll get there, but it's not right away. The first season keeps them in Kansas, and then I think they go somewhere else, and eventually they wind up in Walnut Grove. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens. It's like the guy looks like he should be on a Hallmark show. He has
Interesting.
that kind of Hallmarky hunk look,
Yeah. Okay.
and the wife is plainer, if that's a term, but they go together well. And the little girls are really sharp. They only have 2, so we know that there's another on the way. But I didn't mind watching it. It wasn't like one of those things where you go, oh God. And then Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, I think is the name of it, something like that, which
Okay.
is a spin-off of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Right.
And it's the comic book store people.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And they all go through adventures. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to be suddenly pillarized by the Big Bang people, but they jump around. They hop around it's very Doctor Who-ish, if you really want to
That's
know.
what I heard. Kind of like a multiverse type of
Yeah.
thing.
They
Right.
go to
Yeah.
different places, and
Okay.
then they may run into people that you recognize. That's as
Okay.
much as I can say about that too.
Okay. And who's airing that one? Is that a CBS show or is it streaming?
That's an HBO Max one.
Okay. Okay.
Warner Brothers is producing it, so
Interesting.
we'll see what happens. And then I saw Girls 5-Star Weekend or 5-Star Weekend. It's a thing about friends who get together for a weekend, a girls' weekend in Nantucket, right?
Hmm.
With Jennifer Garner as their host, and she picked people from different parts of her life. A grade school friend, a college friend, a work friend, and then uh, somebody that follows her on Instagram, and uh, invites her too. Well, of course, they all go through all this. Her husband has died, so she has a problem kind of trying to pull her life together, and they all bring other issues into the plate. Um, but they sit there eating the best damn food you've ever seen, and they're living in a really gorgeous home, her summer home,
Okay.
and it's something that Reese Witherspoon would have done with Nicole Kidman if they'd gotten to it first. That's that's what I see with that one. What else have I watched? I've been watching more things, and they all have, several parts. I'll Next week I'll be talking to King of the Hill people,
Okay.
the new Descendants movie people, a movie called Furious. So there's a
Yeah.
lot out there coming. Have you seen Obsession yet?
No, I haven't.
That movie has just blossomed, and I think it made over $300 million worldwide. It's the
Wow.
big hit of the summer, and now it is in streaming. So if you decide to do it at home,
Okay.
kids can watch it, but it is scary. So let them know that in advance before you spend the $9 to
Okay.
stream it.
Interesting. Um, right now I've been just diving into House of the Dragon, the latest season, and
And you like it.
yes, oh my, this it may be the best. When I think back to all the Game of Thrones seasons and the earlier seasons of this spin-off series, and the other spin-off that came out earlier this year, this season from the start might be the strongest season yet in the franchise. I mean, it just started at a 10 and it elevated quickly from there.
Do you
You
get
know,
dragons though, or are they kind of sparing with them?
oh no, there's dragons. There a lot going on, and I don't want to give away too much for anyone that hasn't really jumped into it, but it feels like I think what's helping with this series, unlike Game of Thrones, where it was kind of open ended, and we were on that slow march to winter, right?
Right,
Like from season one, winter's coming, and it took us like 8 years to get to to finally
right.
get winter. Um, I think with this one, they came into it knowing that we're going to start it now, and there's an end date to this thing, right? And I think they settled on 4 seasons. So I think we've got one more to go after this one, and it'll take a year. So it'll we're to what, 2026. So the final season will come out in 2028. I think that's really helped because it's prevented them from going off the rails. Like they're not going off of George R. R. Martin source material really all that much. It's because that guy just writes a book and then doesn't
Casualty
finish it.
kill.
Right. So I think that has really lent itself well to this program, and it has allowed it to create a really good story arc, and you can kind of see where it's going. Um,
Do
again,
people
I don't.
die?
Oh yeah, yeah, and they're not afraid to kill off, kind of like the original series, not afraid to kill off like main characters too, or if not, truly main characters, ones that are in close orbit as well.
You
So
just get to love them, and then they're dead.
and then they're dead. Yeah. So it's been interesting on that level. Um, you know, there's some things we'll kind of see where it's going from here. But if for anyone that originally, remembers the original series and how like no Targaryen woman ever sat on the throne, but there sort of is one now sitting on the throne. But you can kind of see where things are going, and maybe that wasn't a continuity error to begin with. There's some things There's some funny business going on. Like, right now she hasn't really been coronated yet, but is there. So it does leave you kind of thinking as to where things might go from here. So really solid. I'm loving it a lot.
Okay, are you hanging with the soccer or are you out of it?
I kind of got sucked into it briefly. Like, I'm not a big soccer person. I did start watching the US because it was getting interesting, and then they got eliminated, and there goes my interest. I'm back to
Mexico gets dumped, Canada
yeah,
gets
well,
dumped.
yeah, it's
We're
just
kind of down to the other ones,
yeah.
right?
But no, I was in Toronto a week ago, and not for the World Cup, but yeah, family vacation into Canada, Niagara Falls, and we did a day trip up to Toronto and saw a baseball game, Blue Jays Mets
Oh,
game,
wow.
which was
Oh,
fun.
that was calculated on your part. I
No,
could
actually, that's the funniest thing is we had this trip planned for a while, and at the last minute, I'm thinking, oh, I ought to look to see if the Blue Jays have a home game at all, and what are the odds? Because the Mets only go up there once every other year, and it happened to be the week we're up there. So,
Did the
uh,
kids call you out? You knew, Dad. You knew darn well we were gonna be here.
no, we had the thing. We had everything was booked and planned for a while, but it was fun going up there. We passed by the stadium, the soccer stadium. Lots of fans in town for the World Cup. So we went to a baseball game on a Tuesday, and then there was going to be a World Cup game on a Thursday. So there was lots of fans milling about. Really nice city. That's the first time I'd ever been up there.
Oh, it's
And,
cool.
yeah,
It's like New York, but not as dangerous.
yeah, and it's much easier to drive in than New York. I've driven in New York and certainly did not enjoy it. Toronto is super easy to I mean, if you don't mind driving in big cities,
Right.
I like if you don't like driving in big cities, then this is probably the worst experience you've ever had. But as somebody that's driven through New York and Philadelphia and Chicago and Boston is miserable. Like Boston makes New York look like,
Yeah.
like a small residential neighborhood.
Right.
Toronto was very pleasant to navigate. I did not mind it at all.
Yeah, and it's very sophisticated, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. We went up to the
But
CN Tower. It was fun. It's nice.
did you get any Tim Hortons or did you
Oh,
have
yeah. Oh yeah. No, we had our fill of Tim Hortons and
did you
some
get poutine?
had poutine of the strangest places too. We stopped. We couldn't get into our Airbnb right away. So we stopped off at a Costco just for like a slice of pizza, and on the Costco snack area menu is poutine. So we tried the Costco poutine, and it was fine. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Well, very good. Now you're ready to just work like a dog.
Yep. Yep. So yeah. So we're back full steam the rest of the summer with streamed and screened. And yeah. So on that note, a lot still to come this summer.
Yeah.
You're
We'll let you
watching
know maybe
movies.
what I've learned, but like all those interviews, I'm just going to be sitting at my Zoom desk here and checking them all out, and we'll let you know what's coming up. But do watch the new ones because they all have big spoiler alerts, and you can't say anything or else you're going to be sent to the dragons. So,
All right. Well, on that note, thanks again for listening, and we'll be back again next week with another episode of Streamed and Screen.